Hello and welcome back to another Firestorm Games unboxing. In this video we're taking a look at Privateer Press's latest release, which is of course the Glacier King for Hordes. Now on the front here you can see the frosty behemoth in all its glory there, and flipping the box over we have another example of the painted and assembled miniature, as well as some background on the left there as well. So that's the box. Let's open this up and take a look at the contents inside. So inside the box we have this cardboard insert. Now if I just remove this foam here, you can see inside we've got some of the components in this kind of plastic tray here. We can see the size of the hand, just how big it is, and then I'll open this up shortly. We've also got mainly resin components, but we've also got a few metal components there as well. In addition to that, we also get some of the cards, some of the stat cards for the actual Glacier King there. So we've got a little bit about the power attacks there, and also the stat line on the left. And then finally we have the huge base that comes with this miniature. Now on the right side we have this other kind of cardboard lid, and this features the larger parts of the miniature. So you can see here we've got all the resin kind of icicles that come out the top, and also the main body there. You can see this really is a rather weighty piece of resin here. And what I'll do is I'll just take these set to one side and we can focus on the detailing separately. So here we have a selection of the components for the Glacier King. Now most of them are resin, and it really is a nice kind of good quality resin. You can feel the weight, especially in these larger parts such as this. Now this is the main body of the Glacier King. You've got the torso, the protruding pot belly there, the stumpy little legs, and we've also got the section of the back and the mane as well at the back there. Now some of the detailing on this miniature is really nice. You can see here we've got little kind of ice shards that have been embedded into the skin. We've also got the veins scattered across the miniature as well. Now if I just bring in this ice mane here, you can see we've got the icicles, and we've also got this kind of snow, the softer snow which just fell between. And if I just place this on top, you can see just how big the miniature goes. Now this is around about, from base to the top of the kind of the biggest icicle, it's around about 8 inches or 20 centimeters, so it really is a sizable miniature. Now some of the components that I want to talk about are the metal miniatures. Now what you'll find is in the box there's a few metal components for smaller sections, and this here is the jaw. So if I show you the Glacier King's head here, the metal components just work just as well with the resin components, and you can just see there, just place it on the jaw, and we've got the teeth and also the icicles protruding from the bottom, and almost this kind of frosty beard. Now we've got a few other components I want to point out. The hands, for example, really are quite big, especially if you compare them to the feet. So this really is some really nice detailed hands, especially in the fingernails. You can see how they're all cracked, almost as if they've been they're frozen and shattered over time. We've also got these icicles which continue the theme onto the forearms as well. You can see the icicles protruding from the forearms and out the elbows and up the upper arms as well. Now overall, in terms of actual kind of extra bits you need to remove, there are a few extra sections, such as on the hands here. You can see there's a few extra kind of tabs that will need to be removed before you can assemble them, but overall not too bad at all. Not really much in the way of mold lines as well. If you look on the side here, you can see a small mold line just running, seam just running down the miniature there, but it's not really going across any major details. One of the nice things is it's not actually running down the middle of the face, which is always nice to see. So now that we've looked at all the components, let's zoom out and get an overall summary for this kit. So here we have the assembled Glacier King, and it really is a very substantially sized miniature. If I bring in just a Space Marine here, which is kind of the universal scale for these kind of things, you can see just how big this guy really is. I mean, look how big his hands are, they really are huge. Now, it took me around about an hour to build. Now, that included removing any excess resin tabs and also filing down some of the mold lines. There weren't really that many of them, and the ones that were there, considering the size of the miniature, are actually quite small. Now, there are a few slight gaps in terms of actual components fitting together. You can see here at the top where we've got the icicles, and also some sections where we've got the kind of the wrist joint as well. You can just about see there. Now it's not too much of a problem because you can just add bits of green stuff, but there are some quite clever areas on the miniature. You can see here where we've got the metal items, the horns are attached to the waist. Now these are actually blocking up some join lines between the tabard and legs and the front and back section. So it's really quite clever placing of those components there. Now, as I've already mentioned before, just because this is a large miniature, it doesn't mean that detail has been scrimped on. It really is fantastically well sculpted. Additionally, it's a kind of fantastic for use in your Hordes games. Alternatively, you could use it as a greater Earth Elemental in Kings of War, for example. Now this miniature has a price tag of $94.75 for its RRP. However, at Firestorm Games you can pick this up for $85.27, which is nearly a £10 saving. Really is a great deal on something, a miniature of this size. So what I'll do is I'll pop a link to the Firestorm Games web store in the description below, and you can pick up your own from there. So until next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.